Alright, so they have responded to the Valenti issue that we had yesterday. I wasn't gonna actually make a video on this. It's gonna be short, just because I was like, it's not that. It is a big deal, but I was like, but I felt like I need to update this, just for the people that don't, keep up with the forums and stuff, or Twitter and stuff like that. But yeah, so there were two issues with the banner. I'll talk about the second issue in a second. But the first issue, which was the one that everyone could see in game, was that there was a error in the text that said summon with 1 diamond on step 10. Now, I don't recall because I didn't summon the banner. Actually, let me watch a summoning video real quick to take a look. Okay, I just want to check real quick if if you're summoning, if it shows up that it's 1 diamond, but it did show up 30 diamonds on summoning. So the only issue really was this text in regard to what they compensated for. So it's actually a decent compensation, especially because I wasn't expecting at all. Um, it's just an error in the text that wasn't even in the banner, right? So it said something with 1 diamond on step 10, which is incorrect. It was 30 diamonds, right? So everyone that's summoned on step 10 will receive 30 diamonds as compensation because of this error in the text, which makes sense, someone made an analogy. If you go in a store, right, and it says it has a discount, and you buy with the discount, but you check the receipt and you didn't get the discount, it's kind of illegal. But this wasn't even, you could see in the banner, right? It was 30, so it wasn't even that big of a deal. So they just gave sorry, terrible English. They're giving 30 diamonds for every single person that did step 10 on her banner. One thing on this text though, so I read this text, blah blah blah, whereas in-game notice with information regarding the blah 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 was mistranslation, which I don't know about mistranslation, but it's fine. It was consequentially removed through patch. It was only a few hours later. Blah 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 blah. All knights who draw on step 10 of Valencia's banner receive 30 diamonds each time they draw. The way that they word this, I don't know if from now on, if you do step 10, you will get 30 diamonds, or if it's just from when it was incorrect. If it's like from before it fixed, because Shin's mistake on JP, which was a different mistake, they only compensated for when it was, the text was wrong. If you summoned after they fixed the text, you didn't get the refund. It was only when the text was incorrect. So I don't know if they're only going to compensate if you summon while the text was incorrect, or if they're compensating everyone. If you summon right now, if you do step 10, you get 30 diamonds. I assume not, but the way it's worded, all knights who draw, it says in the present and future until the end of the event. So I'm assuming from now on until the end of the banner, step 30, step 10. Step 10 that costs 30 diamonds will be free technically, which is actually pretty cool. So yeah, if you did summon, you get the 30 gems back. Now, they didn't address the other issue, which I'm gonna be waiting for them to do, which was the issue that happened not only with Sekapoko, but with a lot of people, which was that if you went to step 10, and again, I don't know, like, I saw that a lot of people said that this also happened to them, but it happened live, Sekapoko, which is the biggest Grand Cross Twitch streamer. He went to step 10, and why do I have a pause? My god. He went to step 10, right? And step 10 also took the diamonds from step 1 and 2 again, which is such a weird bug. After he was in step 10, you can see step 3. I'm sorry. It showed down there step 3, draw 11 times. It was step 10 and it showed step 3 because for some reason step 10 was bugged, and he also took his diamonds from step 1 and 2, which is kind of messed up. So they haven't addressed this in this. They have not addressed this, but I don't know because this was not an issue with this issue, right? This issue with the text, right? This initial issue with the text, which is the one that they're compensating. This was an issue that everyone could have seen, and it was something that could technically affected everyone. But this, it's the same video. I'm gonna close the other tab. This was an issue that, I don't even know how many people had this, or if it was a thing that only happened at a specific time. I'm almost sure it was because the server wasn't stable or something at the time. But this is a big issue. I don't even care. Like I said, the tax issue, I didn't care about it. But when I saw that this happened, I was like, why? How? So I'm curious to see if they're gonna address this one. But this one's good. This is good. This is the first time that they address an issue and also give compensation. So that's a good step. If they keep up with doing these kinds of things, I have more hope for the. I've always said this, right? I've been giving the global team a lot of slack because I've been cutting them a lot. I'm sorry, I've been cutting them a lot of slack because we've been in quarantine, and I'm sure they have been having issues. The Japanese and Korea version have been apologizing almost every patch, saying, "I'm sorry that the events are not as good as before. We are having issues," and I'm sure the global version is also having issues. So I've been like, okay, it was such a terrible time for the global version to come out because it literally came out and then quarantine started, and all these things are happening right now. So. Yeah, but if you did summon Valenti's banner and you went to step 10, you will get 30 diamonds back. That's alright. It was the only, regarding technically misinformation and stuff like that, it was the only thing that was really misinformed. It was step 10. You could have argued, people maybe did all the steps to get to step 10 because it was one gem, but again, like I said, if you clicked on step 10, it would have showed that it was 30. So it was only that one text. I can't be mad. I can't be mad about just that one text. But I'm waiting for this. I'm waiting for the response about this because this one I think it's kind of messed up. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. Nothing crazy. Yeah. The only other time they kind of addressed really things was with Green Lilia, because Green Lilia, people expected for her to be a 366 on global like it was in GP, but it ended up not being. But this time they actually addressed something. The other time was, they threw it in the dev notes and they were like, oh, my bad. This time they actually addressed it in like a separate post, so I commend them for that. Thank you, CM Gold, very cool. All right, that's it. No, nothing crazy. Yeah.